Welcome, welcome. Hope you're ready to rock and roll. Hope you came with a pen and paper to take some copious notes. All right, we're gonna press play. So again, thanks a lot for taking the time to jump onto our Saturday training. Please ensure to remind and reiterate to your community the importance of sharpening the axe, right? I remember, being a part of an organization where the leader would always highlight the person that wins tomorrow is the person that takes time to sharpen their axe today. And this is what the Saturday calls is all about. It's ultimately helping you grow. And because it's network marketing, we understand as you grow, so would your organization. Um, Coach Cleveland is not going to be with us today, but he did ask me to touch on some points with regard to social media. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reiterate the vision for our community and the vision for utilizing the vehicle of network marketing. I know obviously as the team grows, we're going to have new persons jumping onto these calls. So welcome to Project 10,000. Welcome to the top of a revolution. We are responsible for placing over 10,000 persons in our global network in the next 90 days. And the great thing is, you're on top of this avalanche. Um, and today, I'm going to start with just, diving into the promise of network marketing, right? I've been around the block in network marketing full time for the last 14 years. I'm Kishon Vane for those who are tuning in for the first time. And I'm just going to share with you why I'm here and why we are here and what we're here for, right? It's all about reiterating the vision because where there's no vision, people perish. Vision is also the ability to see further than the eyes can see. And I know somewhere along the line, you would have tuned into one of our opportunity calls where you saw either the product or you saw the opportunity to bring the opportunity and the product to your region, to your world, to your community. And I'm just going to take some time to dive into what is the promise of network marketing. Of course, it's going to be reiterated for those who have been around the block as well. So, just gonna dive into it, take some notes. Feel free to literally document what I'm about to say so that you could understand what you're about to build. So, some of the promises of network marketing. The promises that's connected to the average person in the industry of network marketing is one, network marketing allows you to choose who you work with, right? You're given that choice, right? So here's literally what you're given when you get started in the industry. You get to choose who you work with. You get to choose from where you want to work. Additional to that, you also get to choose when you want to work. And eventually, if you decide to really build this solid and you build this correctly, you're going to have the promise of working if you want to work. This is why I have been in the industry of network marketing 14 plus years. Just going to reiterate the promises so that you could understand what this vehicle is going to afford you. One, it's going to afford you the choice of selecting the persons that you want to work with. You have that option, right? I remember being coached by some of the greats in the industry, and I remember having a money mentor tell me, Kishon, you actually don't get to choose your mentor. Your mentor chooses you, right? And again, this is what network marketing allows you. You get to choose who you work with every single day. So, yes, hundreds of persons could probably be reaching out to you, but ultimately, in the industry of network marketing, the first choice is yours. You have that preference of deciding who you work with. So you get to choose who you work with. You also get to choose from where you want to work. When I started in the industry, my first 2, 3 years, I would have built my network marketing business in the coffee shops, right? Of course, I would have built it as well in the community centers around my country. So you do get to select where you work from. I mean, some of us even go as far as going on the beaches of the world and working from there. I have a couple team members, they like to do business from, from inside of their ministries. I have team members that decide to go into the communities. I have team members that decide they're gonna just utilize the coffee shops. And COVID obviously was one of the instruments to highlight to us that we could do a lot more home that we thought. So now we have people building this business from all across the world from the comfort of their homes on their phones. So you have that choice, you have that preference of deciding from where you want to work. Thirdly, network marketing also gives you the option of working when you want to work, right? I'm not an early morning person. So for those who work directly with me, you would know usually I really start, putting in the numbers from the afternoon, from lunchtime onward. Network marketing, friends, gives you the privilege of deciding when you schedule your work, right? When you now start in the industry of network marketing, most times you may be doing this part-time. And the mantra is you can literally build a part-time business to exceed your full-time income. So yes, when you get started, you can literally choose the time frame when you want to work. Some persons, they're only going to have the privilege of putting in, probably 1 or 2 hours a day when they just get started. But when you start building this as a professional, you're going to recognize that you have these options. So again, you get to choose who you work with. Secondly, to that, you get to choose from where you want to work. Thirdly, you also get to select the time frame in which you work that suits you. I always hear Coach Cleveland saying, don't schedule to do network marketing inside of your schedule. And it's a concept you have to embrace. You can literally build your network while you live your life naturally. And one of the greatest promises of network marketing, which I think is a major reason we're all here, is if you build your network correctly, if you build your network marketing business the way it's supposed to be built, you're going to have the choice of working if you want to work. And I'm going to just dive into that before I go into social media because I want you to really understand where you should be 12 months from now. I want you to understand where your business should be 24, 36 months from now. I want you to I want you to visualize your network marketing business 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Yes, one of the great promises of network marketing is if you build this business correctly, it's going to afford you the choice of working if you want to work. How is that possible? Well, one of the ultimate goals of network marketing is having residual income after you built yourself a system. System meaning saving yourself time, effort, energy, and money so that you could have a residue of income that can consistently flow long after something was built. This is the promise of network marketing. And I know somewhere along the line, for those who have been around the industry, a lot of people tend to forget the long-term objective for building in the space of network marketing. I am here to reiterate for those who have been around the block and share the vision for those who are here for the first time in the industry. I want you to appreciate, I want you to understand you're building in the industry of network marketing so that you can have a system that allows you to eventually work if you want to work. This is the promise of network marketing. These are the promises of network marketing. You get to choose who you work with. You get to choose from where you work. You get to choose when you like or want to work. And if you build this thing correctly, you're going to ultimately have the choice of working if you want to work because you would have built yourself a system in the last 12, 24, 36 months. You would have built yourself a residue of income that should consistently flow long after your network was built, long after you built yourself a business. And for those who know me personally, I always tend to show the synchronicity with the laws, right? In financial literacy and the laws that is synchronized to the word. And I mean, this week here, I was reminded that network marketing is a divine business model. And let me share with you how I know network marketing is a divine business model. Because when you start studying creation, I remember Coach Cleveland some time ago, he was saying, Keyshawn, I'm currently, creating a book called The First Page of the Bible, where you can literally look at creation and you're gonna get the blueprint for creating looking at the first page of the Bible. And let me tell you how I know network marketing, the model itself is divine. Right? Here's the synopsis. For those who have ears to hear, you're going to hear. Here's the synopsis. God spent 7 days building the systems, the heavens, right? And the earth. And after he built the system, he rested because he worked. But after building the systems themselves continue to produce and reproduce, and he didn't have to go back to the systems. This is exactly what network marketing allows you. If you build the system correctly, it's going to produce and it's going to continue to reproduce. So God spent 7 days building the systems that we all exist in. And after building the systems, he rested because of the fact that he did work. But after the work was done, he didn't have to go back. And the systems that was built continue to produce and reproduce. This is what network marketing allows. And I'm saying that to say too many people come into the industry and they hustle. Too many people come into the industry, but they don't take it serious because they don't have the vision to see that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, if they actually built a solid foundation, if they built a solid business, their business should have the ability to continue producing and reproducing long after work was done. This is divine principles of wealth. This is divine principles of success. And network marketing gives the average man the ability to choose who they work with. They get to decide when they want to work. They get to decide from where they want to work. And ultimately, building the system correctly puts you in a position to decide if you want to work because your system would now create a residue of income that should consistently flow long after you built yourself a network. That is the reason we're here. We are positioning ourselves for this company because when you start looking at leadership, when you start looking at infrastructure, when you start looking at the company, 10 plus years, family owned, already did billions of dollars in sales. Most importantly, when you start listening to the CEO and his vision for the company, he said on the training this week, he said the vision is to be one of the top 5 network marketing companies in the world. And that's a big vision because in my studies, I've been looking at the top income earners around the world in network marketing. I've been looking at the top legacy companies around the world in network marketing. And truly, in my 14 years, I've been yearning to connect with a company that has the right leadership, that has the right infrastructure, that has the right vision, And this is what we have here with this company. So I can tell you, based on everything coming together, right? We should be here 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. For those who are now venturing into the industry of network marketing, just go online. There's a couple legacy companies out there that families have built, and to this day, they still continue to earn hundreds of thousands of US dollars in residual income from what some of the leaders would have built 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. There's companies that exist, and their leaders would have built a legacy. They would have been able to leave an inheritance for their children, and they would have built their organizations, 60 and 70 years ago. That is why we're here. We're here to access the true promise of network marketing. This is not just a hustle where you jump into this business, you jump into this company because we have a great product, right? Just because we have a great system. No, it's about aligning yourself with the long-term mission and vision, and to access the true promises of network marketing. I know a couple of persons just chimed in. I'm just going to reiterate the promises of network marketing. Again, network marketing allows you to choose who you work with. Network marketing allows you to choose from where you want to work. Network marketing allows you to choose when you want to work. And if you build this business correctly, it's ultimately going to give you the option of choosing if you want to work, because you would spend your next 12, 24, 36 months building yourself a solid system. System meaning saving yourself time, effort, energy, and money, so that you could have a residue of income, residual income that can consistently flow long after you built that system, which is the divine order of creation, success, wealth, and finance. Network marketing allows that. So we're in this business for the long haul. We're in this business to build something solid. And in my humble opinion, we're in the best position with the best company. We have the best product, but we now have to build the best system. So I just wanted to share that, because all roads lead to having a solid system. And it starts with you building your two by two. When you jump onto our calls, the opportunity calls during the week, of course, we only share the two by two system. And this is where it really starts. It starts with you having a defined goal and objective to build a team of six. And if you're taking notes, you should have at the top of your list, build a team of six. You should be trying to build your team of six as soon as possible. Every single person that joins your organization, you should be sitting and assisting them to build their team of six as soon as possible. You can decide if you're going to help them build that team of six in the first week. You can decide if you're going to help them build that team of six in their first 2 weeks. You can decide if you're going to help them build that team of six in their first month. But it should not take more than 30 days for every single person joining your business to build their team of six. You have to make that a magnificent obsession. For every single person that's enrolled into the vision, enrolled into your company, enrolled into your organization, you have to set that burning desire. Burning desire meaning your desire is attached to a flame. Because I'll tell you this, I've been a student of success. And I remember a guy called Dennis Kimbrough saying, if you ask anyone their desires, you could literally have a list of 20 desires. You could have a list of 50 desires. Everyone on this call could have a list of 100 desires. But let me tell you what is going to get done in your first week. Let me tell you what is going to get done in your first 48 hours. Your desires attached to a flame. It's called burning desire. And I am here to assist the leaders of leaders. I am here to guide you. I am here to strongly suggest every single person that joins your organization, you have to sit with them and assist them in attaching a flame to that desire of building a team of six. It should not just be a desire. Because a desire, right, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get done in 48 hours. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get it done in 1 week. So if you're taking notes, you have to be the person that moves the needle in your organization for every single person that gets involved to assist them in building their team of six. But you want to help them have that desire, one, but you want to help them attach a flame to that desire so that they can get that done as soon as possible. And as soon as they have completed building that team of six, the reason we want to recommend that they build their team of six in the first 30 days is so that in the next 30 days, you're going to have enough persons in the organization to start giving you residual income. Because a team of six is now going to consistently put 100 US dollars into that member's pocket every month, or 150 US dollars every single month. So you want your team to build that team of six as soon as possible. So every single month, their reoccurring orders is paid for by the company. So, as leaders, your job, our job, is to ensure we move the needle with every single onboarding team member to help them build their team of six. Step one. Once they have completed building their team of six, your job is to then help them expand. Expand to the left, expand to the right, build a team of 20. And again, it has to be a burning desire taking these steps. How soon can you get your team to 20? And once you get your team to 20, your next burning desire is to help that team get to 30. How soon can you get that new member to build a team of 30? And once you get to 30, it continues. How long can you take to get this team of 30 to 300? Because if 30 members has a burning desire of building real residual income, guess what? 30 persons having 10 persons, that's a team of 300. How soon can you get that team of six to turn into that team of 300? And of course, it doesn't stop. How soon can you turn that team of 300 to project 1000? How soon can you turn that project 1000 to project 3000? How soon can you turn that project 3000 to project 10,000, which is the current mission? So again, it all starts with every single person jumping on board, mastering, having a burning desire, and the leadership assisting the needle in getting to having that team of six as soon as possible. Are you going to set the time frame of building a team of six in your first 48 hours? Or building the team of six within your first week or your first 2 weeks? But can I suggest don't allow it to be more than the first month. Every single person that decides to join your organization and join your team, the minimum time frame for them building a team of six should be 30 days. Because as leaders, we have to be instrumental with assisting our enrolling members to attach a flame to that desire of building a team of six. Always remember there's a distinction between desire and desire that has a flame attached. It's called burning desire. And I know we have a couple persons that just chime in. I'm just going to reiterate the promises of network marketing. Take notes. Network marketing allows you to work with who you want to work with. You get to select. Network marketing allows you to work from where you want to work. Network marketing allows you to work when you want to work. You get to select the time frame. And don't forget, the reason we're all here from a financial literacy standpoint is because network marketing allows us the promise of working eventually if we want to work. It's a divine structure for wealth creation. Divine. And I just wanted to reiterate the vision. I just wanted to paint it clear so that we understand why we're here. We understand that freedom isn't free. We understand that we have to fight for freedom and we have to fight to build. And the social media aspect is what Mr. Coach Cleveland asked me to speak about. And I'm going to speak about the significance of utilizing your social media. Not certain if you're aware, but we are currently in the attention age. Attention is actually worth more than money, and that's the truth. One of our great financial mentors in the industry is Robert Kiyosaki. I'm not certain how many persons follow Robert Kiyosaki, but if you're not following him, you can go online and you can start to. You should. He's the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I remember looking at a podcast with him where he was asked, Robert, do you prefer $10 million or do you prefer 10 million followers? And I ask you the same question here today. I start by asking you that question because I want you to understand the significance of business in today's world. You see, most persons don't make money because most persons are not prepared for the world that they live in. A matter of fact, most persons are prepared for a world that no longer exists. And the reason a lot of people are still tiptoeing and they're not jumping in to maximizing on their Instagram, their Facebook, and their TikToks is because the reality is they have been prepared for a world that does not exist. So we're gonna start with stimulating your mind with the question: do you prefer $10 million? Or do you prefer 10 million followers on Facebook, 10 million followers on Instagram? I'm not certain what your answer is going to be, but let me tell you what Mr. Kiyosaki said. He said at any point in time, he would much prefer a follower than a dollar. Now, this is deep because if you don't understand the potency and the power behind a follower on social media, then chances are you would have taken the dollar. Because followers on social media is worth more than money itself. Here's one of the laws of money: knowledge of gold transcends the possession of gold itself. Let me say that again. Knowledge of gold transcends the possession of gold itself. So some people, given the choice, they may have chosen money, $10 million. Mr. Kiyosaki said, 10 million followers represent a network of persons that you have attention over, which puts you automatically in business. And imagine if you can literally create social campaigns on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your TikTok. Just imagine being able to earn, let's say, for example, $2 per follower every single month. You work the maths. So this is why Mr. Kiyosaki is saying he much prefers 10 million followers than $10 million because we are living in the attention age. Attention is the new currency. Attention is the new currency. And if you're not on Instagram, you're not on Facebook, and you're not on TikTok, here's my strong suggestion from today to now. When you come off this call, make it a burning desire, not just a desire. Because a lot of people have a lot of desires, and most times, a lot of desires they never achieve. You have to make it a burning desire. You have to attach your desire to a flame. Go and create a Facebook account today, now. Go and create an Instagram account today, now. Go and create a TikTok account today, now, because you understand that you're living in the attention age. You understand that attention is worth more than money itself. And when you create those accounts, you're going to literally make a decision to start posting every single day. Now, let me just give you a little secret with regard to social media, right? Today, it's Facebook is called Meta. But there's a reason when it was created, it was called Facebook, right? It's a social network. Facebook. I'll tell you something I always share with my mom. She's on Facebook, but she has no face attached to her book. There's a lot of people in our team I've seen they create Facebook accounts, they create Instagram accounts, they create TikTok accounts, and they just post product. Can I tell you that no one buys products? If you're a network marketing professional, you should understand that people don't buy products, people don't buy compensation plans, and people don't buy companies. People buy people. Take a note. People don't buy products, they don't buy companies, and they don't buy comp plans. They buy other people. So if you're on Facebook and there's no face, they're gonna probably think you're an AI. They're gonna probably think you're not real. They're gonna probably think this is our next scammer because there's a lot of scamming taking place on social media. So one of the things you have to make mandatory when building a social presence is being social on social media. So don't think you're going to have massive success if you just post Ignite morning, noon, and night. Don't think you're going to just have success if you just post drops morning, noon, and night. No, you have to attach your face, you have to attach your personality. This is why in today's world you have what you call TikTok influencers. This is why you have influencers, right? Not certain if you all are following what is taking place, the trends that are taking place on social media, but you could Google what I'm about to say. Right now in China, using TikTok Shop, there are average people who are having $1 million days, meaning they're earning over $1 million US in 24 hours using TikTok Shop. It's now starting in the US and it's absolutely nowhere in the Caribbean. But the point is, you have to understand the trends that are taking place. So, TikTok Shop is a massive trend that is revolutionizing how average people are selling online. And can I tell you, the people that are jumping on and buying, they're not buying products, companies, or compensation plans. They are buying, drop it in the chat, people. People. So you have to make a conscious, deliberate decision to start being social on social media. You have to understand that you're living in the attention age. People want to know who you are. What do you do? What are you doing right now? So I know we have a couple of team members that's making the extra effort to be on social media, but I'm assisting you with what you should be doing on your social media. So, I remember a couple years ago, Coach Cleveland told me, Kishon, you should go to, one of the hotels downtown. You should dress nice and you should take some pictures and then you post that on your social media. I want to suggest that to every single person on this call if you haven't done that as yet. You want to dress nice, go somewhere nice, take some pictures, post it on your social media because people buy people. And once you start in that rhythm, you want to continue in that rhythm forever so that you can have a blueprint so that persons can buy you. This is what social media is all about. Social media is all about selling yourself to the world. We are network marketing professionals, and social media didn't replace anything. Social media has amplified how we do everything. And this is what we do as the network marketing professionals. For every single person who have been around the block, you should know that we are considered people meeting machines. If social media wasn't here, our job would be to go into the streets, go into our communities, go into our areas, and we should be people meeting machines. All social media would have done is amplified that objective, and it has made it much more possible to become a people meeting machine. And you can do that organically without even post boosting ads. I'm not going to go into ads. I'm just giving you some basics. One, you should be on social media. Secondly, you need to understand that people are not on social media to buy your product, your company, or your compensation plan. So the information on the products most times irrelevant unless they know who you are. Because those who are involved in sales know that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. But if you're only posting a product, who is the face can they attach to this? Do I know you? Do I like you? Can I trust you? This is the system psychologically every single customer has to undergo before they decide to make a purchase. So don't just be posting your product, because you need to understand that in network marketing, you are your greatest product. You're posting the wrong product every single day, but you have to have a nice synergy of posting. And the fundamental of posting on social media, drop it in the chat for me, is posting you. You are the first fundamental product on social media. You are the first fundamental product. And when you start posting you, when you start having attention, when people start associating you with a concept, associating you with a philosophy, associating you with a category, when you present a product to them, they're going to attach the product to you. So post more of you. All right. We're living in a time where, you can really maximize this vehicle of social media to take advantage. Let me just share with you that I have two accounts. I have my personal account and I have my account that I've created for products. The account that I created for product, I would usually boost ads to sell product, and it works exceptionally well. But can I tell you, my personal organic social media way outperforms my account that I pay to run ads. And usually I could be paying, I don't know, sometimes up to 500 US dollars a month on ads. And my organic posting can produce and outproduce that in one day. I have a post on Facebook right now. It's just about 100,000 views. I spent $0.00. I literally have hundreds of persons in the comments saying, interested, interested, interested. As a result of that, I would usually take all the correspondence and I will filter the names and the numbers to my team. So sometimes a great post can give you thousands and potentially hundreds of thousands of prospects. This is the potency of social media. So, one, decide to have your social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Understand that you have to post you as a fundamental fabric for your profile. You should be posting at least 2 to 3 times a day. You should be posting you. Yes, for those who follow me, you realize that I would usually post what I eat on my stories because people want to know you. They want to know what you're eating. They want to know if you're exercising. So you want to post some social posts. And it's you practically just introducing the world to who you are as an individual, because people don't buy products, people buy people. And as you start building your portfolio on social media, you could then start dropping in product information if you want to promote product on your personal brand. Personally, I like to drop financial literacy information on my personal page. And ever so often I'll drop some products there. But of course, what we want to do is we want to have your stories reflecting success. You can sell success on social media. The CEO himself is big on perception. This is what he told me in Mexico. He said every single team member should be posting each other's posts and stories on their stories from different teams around the world. So even though you may not have a team from Mexico, you should be going to the teams that are being built in Mexico, and you should be posting them in your stories. You probably don't have a team in Africa. You should be going to the South African team, taking their posts and their stories and placing it on your stories. You probably don't have a team in Russia. You should be going to the team that's been built in Russia and posting it on your stories. The best place to get all these stories is on the CEO's profile himself. because he's always posted. And the reason he strongly suggests that is because of this. Take a note of this. You want to create the perception in the minds of the followers and the viewers that you are already having success. You want to create the perception that you already have team members in Russia. You want to create the perception online that you already have team members in Jamaica. You want to create the perception online that you already have team members in Nigeria. Why? Because perception dictates reception. What you perceive is what you receive. You want to write that down. Perception equals reception. What you perceive is what you receive. And this is the principle for your followers. What they perceive is what they're going to receive. They're going to say, I didn't know Antonio. I mean, I saw Antonio building his business in Port of Spain, but I'm seeing him posting team members from Russia. I'm seeing him posting team members from South Africa. I'm seeing him posting team members from Nigeria because he's creating the perception and he's creating the reception in the viewer's mind that he's already successful and he already has an international business. Use social media. Use social media. Every single person on this call should be following the CEO on Instagram. Every single person on this call should be following Coach Claiborne on Instagram. Every single person on this call should be following me on Instagram. And guess what you should be doing? You should be going to the CEO status and resharing the statuses that resonate with you. If you go on the CEO Instagram right now, you're going to see he have a couple posts up every single day, non-stop. He already generated billions of dollars. Don't forget the promise that we spoke about, right? Network marketing will eventually allow you to work if you want to work. Can I tell you that the CEO is in a position to decide if he wants to work? But although he's in the position to decide if he wants to work, I can assure you right now, if you go to his status on Instagram, probably he has more status up than you. You want to work the math, you want to work that math. I can assure you he's in the position to decide if he wants to work. And he chooses to work every single day. But if you go to the CEO's Instagram right now, you're going to see he has multiple statuses up right now. This is our work. He is working. He is working his social media. He is working his Instagram. He is working his Facebook because he understands that having 10 million followers is having much more than $10 million. Work your Instagram. Work your social medias. Perception is reception. Repost from all the other leaders around the world. If you want to go product oriented, repost their products, repost others' stories. I can assure you this is going to make a huge difference in people reaching out to you because network marketing is attraction marketing. You don't just create success, you have to attract success. And social media can allow you to paint the perception of success. And you use the community to assist you in that regard. Again, you should be posting at least 2 to 3 times a day, something with you. Also, you can decide to create videos. When you just start, a lot of persons are not going to be comfortable speaking on social media. That's fine. Decide you're going to post pictures. And as you gain comfort in posting, you have to make a decision at some point in time to create short videos with you speaking. Because when you open your mouth, you actually tell the world who you are. Yes, one picture is equivalent to 1,000 words, so you're going to start with pictures. But you have to graduate from pictures because now you want to open your mouth so that the people who have been looking at your pictures can identify with who you actually are. Because when you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. People need to hear you. People need to see you. You need to understand social media is one of the greatest assistants for relationship marketing because it helps you build real relationships online. I met Coach Clavon online. I was thinking today when I was preparing this conversation, I met my wife online. Because you need to understand, you need to have an online pipeline. 97% of all the money in the world is online, friends. You need to understand that. And when you understand that 97% of the world's money is online, the question is, how do I have a pipeline? And your pipeline is Instagram. Your pipeline is Facebook. Your pipeline is TikTok. So this is not an option. This is mandatory if you want to capitalize on the greatest opportunity on planet Earth. 97% of all the money is online. You need a pipeline, and the pipeline can be created today for free. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, post 2 to 3 times a day, post you before product, follow your leaders, repost every single thing that they're posting on your status, make it a habit, make it a heartbeat. That's it. And that's all I'm going to touch on today. I want to thank you for your time. I'm just going to reiterate the top of the call, and we're going to end with that. Remember, network marketing is one of the greatest divine vehicles ever, in my humble opinion. It gives you a couple of options. It gives you the first option of choosing who you work with. It gives you the option of choosing from where you want to work. You can decide if you want to work from the beach. You get to choose when you want to work, the time in which you work. And if you build this correctly, the goal of network marketing is to eventually work if you want to work, because you would have built yourself a system to save yourself time, effort, energy, and money so that you could earn a residue of income, residual income, long after your system was built. That is in direct synchronicity to the blueprint of creation, because God created the heavens and the earth in 7 days. He worked, He rested, and then the system continued to produce and reproduce. Network marketing is divine. So, with that said, I hope today's call was instrumental to assist you in attaching a fire and a flame to a desire. Ensure your team members build a team of 6 as fast as possible. Don't allow 30 days to pass. Make it a mission, make it mandatory. Build teams of 6, set goals, set dates, get it done. And I'm going to see you on all the weekly calls upcoming during the course of this week. Have a great weekend. Have a great one. Blessings. Let's go. It was recorded, so I'm going to send the recording as well to the other teams.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Very informative.